Today in the wood yard, we're going to take that pile and make it look like this. Yesterday, all I had time for was to do a delivery I had, a little bit of cleanup, and then I did this one full cord here and put down some pallets and I cleaned this out. So today I've got about a half a day. I think I got maybe 4 hours left before it's dark today, and got a lot of wood to stack. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get to it right now. So stacking is going to happen the rest of the day. When I stack, what I like to do is I like to start in this corner of the pallet because the wood is over there obviously, and if I start in this corner or that corner, I would build a wall, then I got to go around it. So I start in this far corner over here, and then I just again build this corner right in here and get the rows going so they go all the way across, and do a corner down on that end, and then I just fill it in and the wood just comes this direction. So as you can see over here, yesterday I started right on this corner with the crisscross method. Every other one go in different direction. Again, you got to get it so it's solid. You got to make sure they're not gonna tip or anything. And then over in the middle, all you do is you just fill it in and then do another crisscross down on this end, and that works great. There's no need for putting stakes in or a rack or anything like that. If you know how to do the crisscross method, and if you've never tried it before, it's not hard. You just got to try to find pieces on the corners that are flat or aren't, real curved. You want the pieces to not rock back and forth so that they're solid, so that your next layer is solid, next layer is solid. And yeah, so you just build them up just like that. So not hard, just takes a little bit of time in the beginning, but if you take the time in the beginning, everything is easier after that. So it goes pretty quick once you get your corner built. So that's what we're going to start with. Right here where my gloves are, we're going to start right there and then work that direction. I'm going to do a little live demo here for you. What I'm going to do is build the corner, show you how I get them to be stabilized and how I make sure the pieces don't rock so that the pile doesn't fall over, which is priority number one. So the two rules I have for stacking, I always tell the high school kids that I have that work for me sometimes, is that number one, get the wood off the ground. Number two, put it on the pallets, don't let it fall over. So you only got to get it off the ground and make it stay off the ground. Those are really the two things. Here we go. So you can see here this pallet out right here already is a little rocky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a little sliver like this. You can see how the pallet goes up and down here. Just going to stick a piece of wood underneath there. Much better already. So normally I don't do this kneeling down, but I just came down here so that I could be close. So I try to find a piece that's flat on one side, and if you get a rocky one like this, that's not good, so that's not a good choice for a corner. Let's see here, let's grab this one right here. Here's one that's pretty flat. Oh yeah, it's better. Oh, much better. See, look how solid that is. It doesn't rock hardly at all. Now this one here rocks a little bit, but it's gonna be on the inside, so that's okay. This one we can put over here. This one we can put over here. This one rocks a little too much. The first few that you do are real important. So that's pretty good, actually. This one can go up against here. By putting a piece tight like this, see how that stabilizes that? This one won't rock then if they get these two together. And then you need a higher one here because you can't have this one be low so everything is sloped in. So you got to kind of get it so that it's even like that. So that's pretty good right there. It's not too shabby. Let's see here, and if you want to lock it in a little bit, sometimes I'll throw a little piece in the middle like that, and it'll have all four of these kind of touching then, and that'll stabilize them a little better. I'll try this one over here now. Oh, still rocky. Still too rocky. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give up on that one. I'm going to put it right tight up against here, and if I put it tight against this row right here, it'll actually help stabilize these then. So, and we're going to take this one here. Looks like it's going to be good on the outside. Yep, that's pretty nice and stable. Oh, got a little rockiness right here already. So what I do is I just grab a sliver or two or three, like these here, a little wedge, and where it's rocking is right down here. So I'm going to shove this underneath here. There you go. That stabilizes that, and this one's going to go right underneath here. There, now it's pretty stable, or stable enough. It's not perfect. And it's just rounded, but that's okay. It's flat on this side. It's got a little rockiness there, so you spin it around. Still too rocky, so just get rid of it. I'm going to take this one, put it down here. This one's a little rocky there, so I'll flip it around. That's a little better. There we go. If I get it over there. And we're going to take this one. I'm going to put it over here. That's pretty good. going to take this one from over here. Right there, that's real nice and solid. I like that. And then we're going to take the small one, I'm going to stick it in there. And I'm going to take another one. And the middle ones, you got to make sure that when you put them down, they're not higher than the outside ones. Like right here, this is sticking up a little bit. So I'll just break that off. Do that, because if it's higher here, the whole thing will rock. You got to get it so that they're all solid. Now, one thing I do a lot of times is I'll push this one against here, push this one against here, and these two right here will actually stabilize the outside ones because they're up against it. So it's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle, basically. So that one's kind of rocky there, kind of rocky there. So now this is not good because this is higher here. It's nice and solid, but it's higher right here, so that might cause a problem. We'll leave it there for now. We'll see what happens. Now I'm starting to slope downhill here, so I'm gonna bring a thicker one in right here, try to level it off. So you gotta kind of watch your level side to side, front to back. So I'm just gonna raise this one up, and then we're gonna put another one in here and do that. Then we're gonna put this one down in here, like that. There, now that's pretty solid. So it wiggles a little bit. Slide the whole thing there, that's better. And let's see, this one will just sit over here for now. And this one will go here. I'm gonna grab this one for the outside edge over here. That's pretty solid. This one's got a little rockiness to it. Don't like that. So let's turn this around and shove it up against that one. That's better. Let's see here. Let's grab a bigger chunk here. That's real solid right there. That's nice. So now this is a little high, so it's going to slope out. So that's not good. So what I'm going to do, because you don't want it to slope out, because if it does that, the whole pile can start to tilt that way, and then it can tip over. So what I'm going to do is slide this over this way, and then slide this one in. And then this will be too low over here because it's coming down. So I'm going to get a bigger chunk to replace this one. And that looks like it's going to be this boy right here. Put this bad boy right there. So that's pretty good right there if I get that in close. So the little pile's pretty solid now. It's not too shabby. This one's no good. Grab one from over here. Put this one there. That's pretty solid. I like that. Now when I get this high, the next thing I'll start doing is I'll build this corner right here because I want to build pieces against this to brace it. And I'll build this side over here to brace pieces against here. So I'm just going to start putting some in there right now. So what I do is I just grab some of the, and that's what I try to do is not grab the good ones for the top. I try to grab the ones that might not work as well. This is a pretty good one. Better leave that one up there. So I'm just going to turn around here and go back this way and grab some pieces that are like this one, as you can see. I think you can see. It's a little crooked and odd, so we're going to put this one over on this side. I'm going to move the camera so you can see how crooked this one is. It's really an odd one, so I just kind of slapped it in there. And then see, because it's got space right here, I'll take a little one like this. I'll jam that one in there. And again, like I said, the beginning is the most important. Once you get going, you don't have to be this critical. You can just kind of slap them wherever, and it seems to work. So set that one up there, and here's another kind of odd one. We're going to throw that there. This little guy will throw there. I'm going to grab some pieces from back here. Going to set this one right in there, like that. And then set this weird looking one. That probably came from that one. Put that in there. Now if I get a chunk like this, it's got a big chunk on the end and it's small here, I almost always will put that to the outside because I want it to slope in, always. You never want it to slope out. Because if you slope it out, the pile can fall over. So we're just going to kind of keep slapping pieces in there. And as I go, I try to make sure they're tight up against here because that'll stabilize this whole corner. So slap one in there. Put this in there. Just kind of keep grabbing pieces and putting them in to get a wall built over here to help stabilize the whole pile. So just kind of, and then right here, I'm going to show you. See how that's kind of like a groove right in there, and this is a wedged piece. I'm going to stick that right in there like that, and that'll kind of wedge up against both of these piles. So that's kind of what I did there. And then over here, I'll do the same thing. I'll just keep putting pieces right in here like this. So I get them in tight. And here, and this side, because I'm only coming over to, try and get this side right. I'm only coming over to this corner, so I have to have another corner right over here now. So only go a little bit, because then you have to have pieces going this way to make another corner on this side. So this middle row right here, you only go over a little bit, and then once I get this built up, then those pieces in the middle will run the same direction. So only in the middle here do you run them this way, side to side like that. Because if you go out like this, it doesn't lock as tight because you got you don't have to crisscross this corner here, this middle portion. This middle portion can run just like this until we get our next corner built up over here this way. So we would put a corner here like this. As you can see, I'm just gonna kind of slap these in here so you get an idea. Put these in like this, and then the next thing you want to do is kind of fill this middle in. So there, so then this will be up against here, so you have a corner here and a corner there, and you just build them up and then fill the middle in. And then once you get that middle filled in, then you can start running pieces this direction, and then running this direction with all 3 rows all the way. Stand up here to kind of get out of the way. So then you'll start running pieces, I'll put one down here, pieces like this here. You run them this direction after you get these corners built up, and you just kind of keep going that direction all the way over. Then you do the same thing over here, same thing over there, as you have done over there with the corners. So hopefully that made some sense. Now I'm going to get stacking faster. Here we go. Well, there's one done for today. Got one full cord stacked, and it's quite a lot of debris here I have to clean up. So as I was stacking, and I knew there was quite a bit of birch and maple into this, but a lot more than I thought. So I decided when I started this pile to start chucking it over here. And I thought, well, I'll just, fill up a few wheelbarrows full and wheel it over to where I have all my maple and birch, and I'll put it over there. But I see there was quite a bit after I just finished just this section. I know there's more coming. So I grew a brain, and I decided to back up my dump trailer here. So now I'm just going to throw everything as I'm grabbing it from this pile right into the dump trailer, because I'm sure there's going to be probably a couple face cords, maybe a full cord as I get through this pile. And that way I can clean it up and have only oak in these stacks, which is what I did here. The first stack, there's a little bit of birch and a little bit of maple in there, but I know there's more coming, so I want to get it all out of here, because my customers, when they order excuse me, when they order oak, they want oak. And there's quite a bit of maple and birch, as you can see right there. Not that those are bad woods. They're both very nice wood, especially for fireplaces, which is what most of my customers are. But there are a lot of what I call wood snobs, hopefully you're not one of them, where they will only burn one kind of wood and they think everything else is garbage. And I don't believe that. Everything burns. Some wood's just better than others. So anyway, I'm gonna be dumping or throwing them over into the dump trailer. I'm gonna clean this out now here, and we're gonna attack and get another one done. Here we go. So there it is. I just finished the third stack for today. I had one done already. The one down there, and I did this one, and this one today. I did that in about 3.5 hours. That's about how much time I had. Maybe 3 hours and 40 minutes, something like that. It's just getting dark now. And so yeah, that is it for today. My back is tired, my arms are tired. That means it's time to quit. And all you got to do is do this with your finger. Just hit the like, subscribe button. Hit the bell so you know every time I have a video, which is every day. And I will see you tomorrow back here in the woodyard. So right now, get out in the woods and get cutting.